What's going on, guys? Crucible here, and today we are going to be breaking down and looking at all of the new reveals for Set 7 of Fusion World, A Wish for Shenron. We got all of the leader reveals and a couple of bonus battle cards and extra cards that were kind of shown for each of the colors. All kind of dropped within the past 24 hours. This is a lot of information that kind of just dropped on us. So we got a lot to cover, so let's just kind of get into it. So we're going to start off with red first. Red is going to be Glorio Daima. Standard leader on the front side, nothing too crazy there. When he awakens, he draws on swing, and then he has an activate main once per turn where you discard one card from your hand, and then during this turn, the next time that you would activate a skill on a card with Daima and its card name from your hand or battle area, reduce the skill cost by 2. So this is basically Top Coup 2.0. I will say he is a bit more restrictive than Top Coup was. So it has to be a Daima card. It has to be a card in your hand or your battle area, and it only works with a skill, not from the actual cost. So there will be means of being able to cheat stuff out for cheaper, and we'll kind of get into that in just a little bit. But he seems solid. He's like, it's a solid ability. Depending on what kind of skills this deck is going to accomplish, it will be dependent on that, I guess. I'm trying to think of like past Daima support that would actually benefit this, but none are really coming to mind from what I can think of. I don't think there's any cards that I can think of that have skills that require energy to pay. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So I'm thinking this is a whole new thing with these Daima cards that are popping in. So we'll just have to kind of see what that kind of looks like. Then we got to go into the Dr. Urinsu Daima. 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo. Has an auto once per turn where when your card with Daima in its card name and Evolve is played, draw 1 card, guys. I've been saying for a while now, those of you that have been following the channel for the past, couple sets, I've been saying for a while that I want Evolve in the game, and it's here. I'm so excited. Right now, just due to the fact that Evolve is in the game, this is like my go-to deck for Set 7 so far. Like, this is like, I'm already like locked in on red. So this is really cool. But having a 1 cost that you can play out, and then as long as she stays out on board, allows you to draw. Like you can have multiple of these on the board at one time, and it can facilitate multiple draws, which I think is pretty cool. And for how cheap that you're going to be able to play out some of these cards too, it's very possible that you can actually have a couple draws on 1 or 2 turns. Then we got Son Goku Mini Daima. There he is, Super Saiyan 4, from Daima in the game. Pretty cool. 2 costs, 20k power, 5k combo. On play, if your leader is awakened, this card gets 10,000 power for the turn. This guy is basically the same as the Kid Goku Daima from Set 5. The Self-Awakener. That goes to 30k on Awakened Leader. It's the same exact card, just 5k combo instead of 10k combo. So, pretty cool. But what's neat is that you can utilize this card to bring out this guy. So this is a 6 cost, 40k power, 5k combo Evolve card, where you pay 3 energy. And basically what Evolve is you pay the skill cost and you play on top of the specified cost in a battle area. So if you have a Son Goku Daima or a Son Goku Mini Daima with 25,000 power or more, you can pay 3 energy to play this guy, and basically you're putting the card on top of the said card listed below. And then if your leader has Daima in its card name, you switch this card to active mode on activate main, which is really good. So this guy is able to be played on top of this guy when your leader's awakened, because he's a 30k on when he's awakened. So on this guy, you have this guy out on the board, you pay 2. And then from your Glorio leader ability, for 1 energy, you can awaken this, you can evolve this guy to go from a 30k swinger to a 40k swinger who's able to swing twice. This is really strong. Like, just out the gate. Out the gate, this is super, super strong. Being able to do this by like turn 3 could be insane. Yeah, you basically play this out turn 1, you play this out turn 2, don't even swing with it to kind of protect it on the board. And then maybe your opponent awakens you to on turn 3 which allows you to then evolve this. Now, what's neat about an Evolve 2 is that you can hard cast this for 6 if you really wanted to, but the idea is that you evolve it on top of this guy. So being able to do this turn 3, turn 4 is really stupid, though. Like, 40k power is kind of insane. Next, we kind of go into blue. Blue is going to be Sin Shenron into Omega Shenron. On his front side is very unique here. He draws a card, then when your life is at 6 or less and you have 7 or more cards with Shadow Dragon and their special traits in your drop, you flip this card over. This is the first, like, hype. Like, this is a lot of what Masters is kind of doing right now, or currently doing. A lot of Masters decks kind of have this whole awakening situation where they awaken at, like, 7 life, 6 life, 5 life, right? It's quite common in Masters. Now, I will say having 7 or more Shadow Dragons in the drop, that it's going to be heavily dependent on how fast you can mill, but we'll kind of have to see how that pans out. But this is going to be crazy. Just having a 20k leader at 6 life could be pretty crazy. So then on Awakening, he's got on your turn permanent skill where when you would pay the cost of an extra with Shadow Dragon and its special traits from your hand, once per turn, you may place the same number of cards with Shadow Dragon in their special traits as that card's cost from your drop at the bottom of your deck in a random order instead. So basically, you can free play out an extra, but you would need to shuffle Shadow Dragon cards from your drop into your deck depending on what the cost is. So there is a example here, right here, right? So we have this extra card, right? So this is a burst attack, 4 cost. Activate main during this turn when your card with Shadow Dragons and its special traits attacks. An opponent's battle card with a cost of 5 or less, place the attack card at the bottom of its owner's deck. So before I get into what this actual effect does, let's talk about the leader ability. So let's say I wanted to play this. Basically, on my turn, once per turn, instead of paying the 4 energy to activate this effect, I can take 4 Shadow Dragon cards on my drop and shuffle them into the bottom of my deck. In a random order instead. So it's kind of interesting. It's very interesting. We need to see what more of this support kind of looks like before we can determine if that's going to be good or not. But this effect alone is pretty interesting. People going up against this deck are going to have to really pay attention and just realize that, like, okay, hey, they're going to swing at me with a battle card. Either I let this card go, or I may have to pay attention to the fact that they might be playing this card to remove it anyway. Whether this effect is actually good or not we'll have to kind of see. It seems a little redundant to have to swing into a battle card, and then, yeah, because you have to place the attacked card at the bottom of its deck, right? So, like, it's kind of backwards. Like, you're swinging. It's kind of doing what Red Android 18 kind of does. Like, your battle cards on your board need to kind of swing into battle cards. Only for this to end up bottom decking it anyway. Just seems like a waste of a swing. But we'll have to kind of see what the rest of the archetype looks like, because this really isn't like sticking out to me right now. We need to see what the support looks like. And then the other battle card we got for him is a Nova Shenron, 3 cost, 20k power, 10k combo. On play, if your leader has Shadow Dragon and its special traits, place the top 2 cards of your deck into their owner's drop. Then you can choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less in your opponent's battle area and return it to the hand. So it's a self-mill. We're going back to the deck milling aspect of blue decks, which based off of the ability given or shown to us from the leader, I think it's probably fine, because you're actually taking those cards that you're milling out of your deck and putting them back into your deck. So you're not going to easily deck out with this deck, unlike say Vegito. Vegito decks out pretty fast, right? But these cards, a combination of cards, will help you not only facilitate your mill and the cards in your drop, but it'll also facilitate keeping your deck size up as well. So that's all pretty cool. Next, for green, we got Piccolo from Superhero. He's a standard leader on the front side. Then on the Awakened side, he draws when he attacks. And then he has an auto ability where when an opponent's card attacks, you may choose 1 battle card with a cost of 3 or more and Superhero and its card name in your battle area. If you do, you switch the attack target to the chosen card, then this skill can't activate for the turn. Basically, this is like a pseudo blocker. Like basically, Orange Piccolo here is going to he's going to defer one attack at face over to one of his battle cards and let the battle card kind of take the hit instead. It'll be interesting to see what kind of extra support we end up having for the superhero archetype here, because it would be cool if there was like a when your opponent or when opponent's battle card is like attacking into this card, like it doesn't affect. Like that would be really interesting to see if it does stuff like that, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. In terms of the support that we were shown for this, we got a 3-cost 20k power 10k combo Piccolo that just draws when he's KO'd. So this works exactly as intended. Basically your opponent swings into lead. You proc this leader effect to reposition this card, or you choose this card to swing into, right? Basically forcing your opponent to kill this, and it's going to help you draw a card to keep your hand size up. So that's pretty cool, right? Then we got the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Excuse me, 5-cost, 30k power, 10k combo. On play, choose up to one battle card with a cost of 3 or less in your opponent's battle area and then KO it. And then your leader with a superhero in its card name gets 5,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. This is a great card. Basically making Piccolo a 25k leader on defense is pretty neat. This is the closest that we've gotten to this is like the closest that we've gotten to Zamasu in green, I think. Zamasu did this with in set 5. I believe it was set 5 with the corrupted Zamasu card or merged Zamasu card, one of the two. Basically making him a 30k leader on defense, which was kind of crazy. So doing this for Piccolo is really good. It makes it a little bit harder for your opponent to have to push into life. They're gonna have to combo up with a lot of their 20k cards. Pretty neat. It's got some pretty cool tech so far. Not a whole lot here, but we'll see as stuff kind of releases. Then we got a Golden Frieza. This is what I predicted for yellow. So this was like the only blue. I predicted Omega Shenron and I predicted Golden Frieza for yellow. And I was wrong about green and red, but I'm okay with being wrong on green and red because Orange Piccolo is pretty cool. I love the form, and Glorio is also I feel like Glorio was kind of underutilized in Daima to an extent, so having him have some representation here I think is pretty cool. So Golden Frieza, standard leader on the front side, nothing crazy here. Then on the Awakened side, draws when attacking, and then at the end of your turn you pay 1 energy, reveal the top card of your life, and if the revealed card is a battle card with a cost of 6 or less and Frieza Clan and its special traits, you can play it. So whether this will be good or not is going to be heavily dependent on the assistance that he gets. Now, we do notice that he is Frieza Clan and Frieza's Army, so a lot of the existing support here can be utilized with this deck. But it's one of these things where it's like we have to build the deck and we have to play the deck with the anticipation of always having 1 energy open to free play something out later, right? So we kind of have to play it a little bit more of a slower game with this deck, at least based off of what we see on the leader effect. But this is still pretty cool. Depending on what the support kind of looks like, we can work with this. Like the 4-cost Barrier Frieza, probably it can be cheated out for 1 at the end of your turn if that works. But this is all RNG, and I feel like that's kind of cool to do that. But yeah, it's also the fact that like you're going down in life, so like is yellow gonna get some sort of like life healing of some sort to like work with this, because otherwise you're gonna be blitzing through your energy. Otherwise you're gonna be blitzing through your energy, and it's gonna be a little tough, right? So, but then we got our extra Golden Emperor, 1 cost. Activate main. If there is a Golden Frieza with a cost of 5 or more in your battle area, switch your leader with Frieza Clan and its special traits to active mode, then you can't use extras for the turn. So there's going to be a Golden Frieza, 5 cost or more.
Here goes!
Random subscriber, Hyro, thank you so much. You'll see this later in the video, I guess. So we already got a Golden Frieza in the 6 cost extra, right? Or the secret rare, I should say. So the secret rare facilitates this effect. There was probably going to be a 5-cost Golden Frieza coming with this set as well, so there's another option here. But basically allowing your leader to restand and go back to active mode, basically allowing your leader to swing twice. Which, by the way, it's when attacking, not once per turn. So this Frieza is going to be able to double draw. This Frieza is going to double draw, which is really nuts. I don't know. I don't know. They limited Super Boo, but they're going to give Golden Frieza. I mean, to be fair, Frieza support kind of needs like these support, right? So, but yeah, this is neat. And then we got a new 5-cost Mecha Frieza King Cold duo card. 5-cost, 25k power, 0 combo. Who's a blocker? And then on play, if this card was played from your life, add the top card of your deck to your life. So that's exactly what I was saying. Like, you need means of being able to play out, or being able to get life back to really utilize the leader effect here. And it shouldn't be too hard to really facilitate this. If there's a bunch of cards that are like this that heal you back up from playing it, then I think that's pretty fine. So yeah, basically the idea, I guess, is that like the way that they're kind of structuring this deck is kind of similar to the fact that like Golden Frieza on his reveal had like a lot of like, he was very strong, very powerful right out the gate, but as the longer the battle kind of went on, he kind of gets weaker and weaker. So as you're kind of utilizing this effect, like he is burning through like his power reserves, his stamina, and he just gets weaker in the end. So having these life takers is basically just sustaining the fight longer, right? It's kind of like the movie in a way. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's Golden Frieza. And then we get into Shenron. So Shenron is probably the most unique leader I think we've ever gotten. He does some things similar to Bulma. On his front side, he can't attack, and if your life is at 4 or less, this card gets 5,000 power. So on both sides of the card, when he's awakened, he basically allows when he awakens, he's going to be at 5,000 power, but he has to be at 4 life. So activate main to awaken. When you have 7 cards with Dragon Ball and their special traits in your drop, you draw a card, and then you flip this card over. So basically, depending on how you set up the mill of this deck, right? You might be able to get him to awaken turn 2, maybe turn 3. Kind of depends on what the kind of support is kind of given to us. But he'll be a 15k leader on his front side until you're at 4 life. Then on his awakened side, he still can't attack, but he has the same ability as Bulma, where you put him into rest mode, and then play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 7 or less from your drop, and flip this card to its front side, then return all cards from your drop to their owner's deck, shuffle your deck. So, nothing too crazy with this. I mean, I say not too crazy because we don't really know the support, but there's a couple of caveats that I want to give here. So the first piece of support that this gets is we have the Tell Me Your Wish Now extra, 5 cost. Activate main. If your leader is Shenron, play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 7 or less from your drop. So come turn 5, when you have 5 energy in your energy pool, you can activate this card, play a 7 cost from your drop, then you can go back to your leader, switch this guy to active or to rest mode from the active main, and then play out another 7 cost or less, and flip it to the front side. And then he just awakens every time he has Dragon Ball cards in the drop. So there's a good turn on turn 5 where you can push out some really strong options from your drop in this deck. Now, the caveat, one of the other caveat that I want to say is that you can run a lot of the Shallot support in this deck. Now, they're not Dragon Ball cards per se, but the fact that his Awakened ability and this extra don't specify any sort of traits means that you can just run the Shallot 6 costs in this deck and get some added value out of it. Whether you'd want to do that or not is, I mean, it really just kind of depends on how many like Dragon Ball cards you're able to put into this deck, right? Because you need Dragon Ball cards in the drop. Excuse me. Oh my god. But I know. I mean, this is pretty cool tech. Basically, it's like Wish. It's basically Wish from Masters. So, seems like, from what I've seen, a lot of people saying this is a more grounded Wish deck. But we'll have to see when it actually comes out, right? Then we go on to some of the extra support here. We got a Kami, 1 cost, 10k power, 10k combo. Auto, when this card is placed from your drop into the owner, deck in the owner's drop, if your leader is Dragon Ball and its special traits, and you don't have any energy markers, you place 1 energy marker. So this works on the awakened side and the unawakened side. But you generate a marker just by putting them in the drop, not even playing them. So I think that's really, really strong. Having effects like this in the Shenron deck will definitely make Shenron better, just due to the fact that you're not paying the hard costs to get like these effects off, right? You're basically just milling them into your drop, and then you get the effects just automatically. And then you got this Oolong, 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo. On play, if your leader has Dragon Ball and its special traits, choose up to 1 battle card with a cost of 5 or less in your opponent's battle area, and it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. I've been seeing a lot of negativity around this card. But I do want to say that I think this isn't that bad. A lot of the complaints about this card are more or less about the fact that, like, oh, Para is just better because you can freeze anything. And while that is true, you do need to use the energy marker to be able to get that effect. So you're paying energy marker to freeze anything you want, whereas this is just you just pay an energy, any energy, whether it's marker or whatever. But yeah, so it's just not. I don't think it's nearly as bad as people make it out to be. 5 costs and 4 costs and stuff are highly relevant right now. So being able to freeze down to 5 costs or less, like the only thing that this doesn't really work with is like maybe Green Broly, and that's more or less kind of it, right? So, and then and obviously the new Daima support and stuff. There's like a couple of cards that like this can't interact with, but like it's very matchup dependent. I'm more upset at the idea that this is an Oolong card from this is obviously the panties off a hot babe wish from the OG Dragon Ball series. This is not a adventure card. Why do we introduce a deck like Bulma, who heavily needs adventure support and could probably use cards like this in its deck, but we're not going to give it adventure? That's what it makes it a little like strange to me. Like, Earthling is fine, but like this could have just been straight adventure and like it would have been Bulma support, but I don't know, that's just me. And then we had the last card of the reveals. We got 2 cost Krillin, 5k power, 5k combo, who's a blocker. When this card is placed from your deck into its owner's drop, if your leader has Dragon Ball and its special traits, you play this card from the drop. So once again, no hard casting needed for a card like this. It goes in your drop and then it automatically comes out onto your field. So very very nice effect. For like these types of blockers, I don't necessarily mind so much because it allows you, you're not paying 2 energy for a 5k blocker. You're just playing them outright, and I think that's fine. I think if we're gonna have effects like that, this is fine. And then that is all the reveals. The only other reveals that we kind of have were the super combos, which, by the way, good on the social media team for sharing all of the super combos in one giant post, and not really doing anything. Not like doing it like one at a time. Like, oh, because that would take up like 5 days of the reveals, and that was just kind of annoying. So, but yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Daima Goku super combo, Sin Shenron super combo, Super Saiyan Gohan from Superhero super combo, Bulma super combo, and then obviously Cooler is getting a super combo as well. So I think these are all really cool picks. Lately, I don't want to say lately, but like usually they put kind of like less hype cards or less hype characters as like the super combos. But like here it's like, oh, we got hype here. We got hype here. We have hype here. People like Cooler. That's hype. Bunny Girl Bulma. Some people will love that. It's like these are all really cool super combos. And then we got the alt arts as well, which is pretty neat here as well. The alt arts look sick. Like this Super Saiyan 3 Daima alt art super combo is crazy. This Gohan's pretty good. This Sin Shenron's pretty good. This Cooler goes hard. This Bulma is pretty awesome. I like the gold foiling for this too. Like there's some really, really cool stuff here. So, yeah, that is the reveals, the initial reveals of the Dragon Ball Super card game for set 7. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you guys excited? Are you guys, any of these leaders kind of sticking out to you guys? Or is there one that you guys are looking to play more than the others? Let me know down in the comments below. Like and subscribe for some more Fusion World content, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.